Yo, what's up, people? Welcome back to the Lucas and Eddie channel. Today, I wanted to discuss something to you. Today, we're going to be talking about Tottenham Hotspur. So, I don't know what's happening to Spurs, man. Just if you look at all of this, you see, okay, maybe not this one against Frankfurt or Dortmund, but this is some shocking form from Tottenham, and I really can't put my finger around why they become like this. Okay, it's really confusing in a way. I remember a few years ago when I first started watching the Premier League, Tottenham. I mean, they weren't challenging for the title, but they were definitely a lot better. They were qualifying for the Champions League. I remember one match they played against Marseille as well in the Champions League. The year that Real Madrid won it, I think it was. That was the Tottenham we all know and love. What is this? Well, maybe not Arsenal fans, but for the rest of the fans, yes. But what is going on with Tottenham? What do you think is the main problem? Do you think it's because of Daniel Levy leaving mid-season? Do you think it's because of players are not interested anymore? As you can see here, they're 17th in the Premier League. 17th. That's crazy. Same place as last season, man. Now, I didn't really want to mention this, but when I did my Premier League predictions, now I didn't want to do my Premier League predictions until the season was ending. But I got my Premier League predictions here. And I predicted Tottenham. Where are Tottenham? I predicted Tottenham to finish 8th this season. 8th. They're currently 17th. They've not improved from last season, and that's something that is really concerning me. Now, if you ask me, do I see Tottenham getting relegated? Honestly, they might, but they might get relegated. You see, but the problem is that in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, but what happens if they for instance, let's look at the schedule. They have Sunderland. I don't think they'll beat. Brighton, I don't think they'll beat. Wolves, they might have a chance against. Aston Villa, depends on what Villa shows up. Leeds could be an interesting one. Chelsea, maybe, and then that's also that possibility. I think they will. These ones, I think they will lose to. Sunderland at home because they just beat Newcastle away. Brighton, they're starting to pick up form and they're trying to fight for European places. Which, honestly, Brighton might be sneaky enough to get into the European spot. Maybe the Conference League. I think that should be their aim, to get Conference League. Leeds can be difficult. Aston Villa have been in some weird form. Everton are much better away than at home, and Tottenham's home form, they have the worst home form in the Premier League. If the entire Premier League season was decided on home form, they will be dead last. Not even Wolves is this put this into consideration here. Wolves has a better home form than Tottenham, and Wolves are 20th and Tottenham are 17th. So make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense. Now, there were parts of me last week where I think, okay, maybe Tottenham could maybe sneak their way out with that 1-1 draw at Liverpool. I thought Liverpool looked shocking in that match. Honestly, towards the end, they had no. I might talk about Liverpool in a separate video. Maybe when the season is come, before match week 38, I might do a video on Liverpool. So, and I'm just befuddled, man. I really don't know what's going on with Tottenham. Listen, I'm not a Tottenham fan, okay? As you know, I'm a United fan, and I'm glad United aren't in this situation right now because we could have been in this situation. United could have been in the same situation but improved. Luckily, we reacted quickly and hired Michael Carrick, and he went on a crazy unbeaten streak. He won like 4 games in a row and like draw 2 games as well. So he really picked us. He really got us up in the table. So, but Tottenham, I'm not sure if they can get relegated. Maybe, probably, maybe, yeah. But at the same time, I'm also having like this. I'm having like this thing in my head where like they could stay up. They might just sneak like a sneaky win against Everton at home, or maybe a surprise result at maybe a surprise was maybe a result against Brighton. Even though maybe against Brighton, but I think Brighton might get something here. And then Aston Villa, like that's at Villa Park, so I know the it's just their home form that kills them. So they have how many home games do Tottenham have? One, two, three. How many away games do they have? One, two, three, four. So they have 4 away games and 3 home games. The next game is Sunderland at the Stadium of Light, and if you know anything about Sunderland, they're really good at home. I mean, yes, I know their home form has been going ever since they lost their first home game to Liverpool. It's been a bit of a downwards trajectory, but they're starting to get back in. I mean, they lost to Brighton at home. Was it Brighton at home or was it at the Amex? No, I think that was at home. Yeah, it was at the Stadium of Light. It's just crazy. Crazy. Guys, I don't know. I don't know if I can say anything else about Tottenham. I mean, how long has this video been? Okay, it's not as long as I expected. Maybe we could point out a few things. The positives is that they don't have any more European distraction. They're not in any. They can be knocked out of the cups. Actually, I wanted to say something. First of all, how many games do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more games. If you're not counting this one, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One thing. After the Liverpool result, after the Liverpool result, I looked at this Nottingham Forest game that happened yesterday. I said to myself, whoever wins this game whoever loses this game will get relegated. And Tottenham lost that game, so you might think, oh, Tottenham will get relegated. I want to double down on that, but the thing is, I don't know why, but I just thought Tottenham were going to get something at Forest. But no, Forest proved me wrong, so I kind of wanted Forest to win. Not because I want Tottenham to get relegated, and I'll be on that in just a little sec. But it's more because I want Forest to stay up. Yes, I know I hate playing at the City Ground. I hate when United play at the City Ground. I just hate it. Like the last time we won at the City Ground was that when we won the FA Cup in the FA Cup run. We won 1-0 in 1-0 in the 88th minute, and I went berserk, man. I went berserk. It was a great goal from Casemiro. So, yeah, but anyway, on to the point. Now, do I want Tottenham to get relegated? And I'm going to look at this camera. Honestly, I don't know if I can answer that actually. Do I? I'm gonna say yes and no. But I'm gonna say yes. Actually, I'm gonna say yes. But hear me out. It's not because I hate Spurs fans. I love Spurs. In fact, if I couldn't support, if I couldn't support, this is a this is a true fact. If I couldn't support Man United, I'll probably support either Tottenham or Chelsea. It's Tottenham because I have one of my best friends is a Tottenham fan. So one, but you to be fair, last time I spoke to him, he says he wasn't speaking, not speaking. He wasn't watching a lot of football. So yeah, but and Chelsea because my one of my cousins is a Chelsea supporter. So not good picks. But the reason why I want Tottenham to get relegated is don't take it with a heavy heart, take it with a light heart. It's because I want them to have that rebuild that they want, that they need. Tottenham need a rebuild, okay? And if you really think about it carefully, trying to rebuild in the Premier League is hard. We have a very competitive Premier League season. Like the relegation battle has been closer than this is the closest the relegation battle has been in like a long time. I can't remember the last time the relegation battle was this close. Maybe in the 2021-22 season. Maybe I don't know. That's when I started watching. I feel like that one's pretty close. I don't know. But for years, there's been a gap between the Championship and the Premier League, and now I feel like that gap is like getting closer and closer. I mean, Ipswich had a pretty. I mean, not getting me. I know there was a massive gap between Tottenham and Ipswich last season, but Ipswich, I felt like they were trying. They were trying their hard, but they just couldn't get the results that they needed to stay up. West Ham are in that situation where they're also trying and they might most likely stay up. I wanted West Ham to get relegated, and that's mostly because of they stopped us from winning 5 games in a row. And it's not because of the United strand. Maybe it's a little bit because of that, but mostly it's because I wanted United to win 5 games in a row. But anyway, I want Tottenham to get relegated so they can have that rebuild. If they rebuild in the Championship, yes, you might lose a lot of your players like James Maddison, Cuti Romero, Vicario, Pape Matissa, Xavi Simmons, Van der Ven, Udogi. You'll probably lose your entire squad. There might be some players like maybe Archie Gray. You might keep some of the academy graduates. You might be able to keep. Who else? Maybe and Richarlison could go. Solanke could go. But if you really think about it, if you get those out of the club, you get a lot of money, and when you bring a lot of money, you can reinvest in those. You can reinvest in buying new players that might be more committed to this rebuild. Honestly, if Tottenham get relegated, they might not get re-promoted back in their first season. They might not get promotion in their first season. They might take maybe 2 or 3 seasons and they can be back on the Premier League and slowly but surely get that rebuild. And that's how I thought about it. Originally, I would have said no, but now that I think about it, I think I want Tottenham to get relegated so they can have that rebuild, and we can give them more of a challenge. So they can be more of a challenge in the Premier League and start competing again. That's what I'm on about. Tottenham, I don't hate you. I want you to get relegated so you can have that rebuild. If they don't get relegated, that rebuild is going to be harder because those same players that the same players from the 17th place season are still going to be there, and it's going to be harder to build them. Some maybe, just maybe, getting relegated might not be the end of the world. Yes, you will lose a lot of players, but at the same time, you're bringing in a lot of money for those players. You're gonna get money for those players. That money could be used to rebuild the club again. That's how I see it. That's how I see. Anyway, guys, that's my opinion. That's what I think. If you think different to me, then that's okay. You can have your own opinion. You might say, "Oh, you idiot! Tottenham aren't gonna get relegated. Oh, you done that." That's what I think. What do you think, guys? Leave a comment down below. Don't be shy. Make sure to type in those. Make sure you use those fingers to type in those comments. Make sure to destroy that subscribe button and destroy that like button. Trying to hit 100 subscribers before the end of the year. It means a lot to me. We're at 74 subscribers, so we are 26 subscribers away, 36 subscribers away for hitting my goal. My math. Well, but anyway, guys, all seriousness, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.